Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today, once again, it is Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2, and I see you. I see you. No, I don't see you, but I do see a big map of the Soviet Union. This is one large country, folks. It's it just goes on, and look at all of these red hexes. Sometimes it cracks me up to back up and look at this. It's interesting to think in some kind of alternate history if the Germans would have taken Moscow. Of course, the Soviet government would have fallen back somewhere. What would have happened exactly? It's just hard to say. But gosh dang, what a country as far as size goes. It's incredible. But I thought I would give us kind of the big overview here. You see 18th Army here, 16th here. You see 2nd and 3rd Panzer now pushing the tip of the spear there. 4th and 2nd down here. We'll be dealing with the South this time, and you can see 1st Panzer is starting to make a little headway. We will be heading down into the Donets Basin to try to get to Rostov here. First of all, we got to deal with Odessa all the way back here, and we've got the twin towns here that we're going to try to take that are also worth some points. From this screen, let's actually look at the victory locations. Kiev is next up, next on tap. Also, Smolensk we should take here fairly shortly, as well as Tallinn. Then, it's a push for Rezhev, Kalinin, Tula, Orel, Kursk, Kharkov. Yeah, I don't even know if we'll go after Kharkov. I think we'll just go Kursk, Orel, Voronezh. We'll try to take this triangle right here and then turn north. Maybe we'll try to get Ryazan instead of Kharkov down here. Um, Okay, I just kind of wanted to look at that. Now, I did want to look at a few other things. Some people brought up good points as far as, showing certain things as we go along. Um, Destroyed units. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, well, let's see what we've got here. On turn one, we destroyed 104 Soviet units, 65, and this keeps going down, of course. The big one is when you encircle or blow away, I guess you would say, for lack of a more artful term, the Soviet units right at the start, and you get a breakdown of these. A lot of those were fortified battalions, right? Those fortified units that you can make on the defensive if you want. We have, knocked out 23 anti-air battalions, thank goodness. But 35 infantry divisions, 15 armored divisions. Those are the, really important ones, of course. If we look down here, this turn, this got me thinking about this. I wanted to come down and look at the air losses for this turn. And as you can see here, total losses for this turn, we have 160. The Soviets have 407. And somebody said in the comments, they said, holy smokes, there was an attack that was right up there by Vitebsk with Ninth Army, where the Soviets sent in a bunch of unescorted bombers. And I guess I just didn't notice it in the combat summary, but they lost 101 bombers in that ground support mission. Our ground support really chewed through them there, but we're doing a little better than two. I say a little bit, like 2.5 to 1 right now. That's pretty okay. I mean, it's not fantastic by any means. Of course, the Soviets have a lot more aircraft than we do. It's about 4 to 1, close, about 4 to 1, a little less than 4 to 1 for the entirety of the war so far. Uh, you know, Once this starts to even up a little bit, we're going to have to really start thinking about the ground support. As it is right now, I'm attacking. First 10 turns, I just let her rip, and I need all the ground support I can get. Oh, while we're here, we might as well go look at ground losses, right? This turn, the Soviets have 102,000. We've got about 31,000 or so. So about 3 to 1. I would like it to be a little better than that, and I think we will push those numbers up in the South. We'll see. I mean, that's what I hope. The Soviets at about 1.2 million, 727,000 of those are prisoners. Axis losses 143,000, so about 8 to 1 or so. 192 prisoners, the POWs out there. 59,583 killed, 83,000 men disabled. And we could go over here and look at all this, but you know what? I'm not going to. Let's move on. Um, what else? I wanted to go look at, some of these charts. I like how they have these charts now. A lot of people are more visual type people. You show them a chart and it makes a lot more sense to them. And so I'm glad that they integrated this. You can see our victory points. Oh no, we're down to 409. We're going backwards, gentlemen. We are the initiative player. We know that. Our high water mark's 510. Sudden victory points. We need 700. We'll see. I mean, I hope we can get there. Uh, Order of battle, total men. As the Axis, we're running with 7.3. The Soviets at 5.02 at this moment. That will continue to rise, unfortunately. Now, the more we can flatten that curve, with all due respect to our Dr. Fauci, let's flatten the curve. That's what we're going to be trying to do here, because the Soviets obviously keep adding manpower. As a matter of fact, in September of 41, so about a month from now, they will be just adding 500,000 men, for instance, and that just continues on and on and on. It seems that's why we need to get out and around Moscow as fast as we can to cut off as many reinforcements as we can. And try to hold things off there. For guns, they've already passed us. They're up to 70,000 as the Axis. We're down to 69,000. Total AFVs, I mean, they just start with an absolutely mind-numbing number of almost 16.8K. They're down to 13,000, but that's starting to level out now as their production picks up. No matter how many we destroy, they just keep making more, it seems. Total aircraft, wow, that took a big drop on right after turn one, but then it popped right back up as a lot of those reform further back to the east, right? I mean, some of them you scatter, but they reform, in turn, I guess, turn three. That's slowly dripping down here, but maybe not as good as we'd like to see. So I like these charts. I think they're a lot of fun. Somebody asked about reinforcements. Okay, and so let's go look at the reinforcements this time. Now, a lot of these, the reason I guess maybe I haven't been showing them the last couple of times, or I don't show them every time, is a lot of times they have nothing to do with the map, or it could just be because I forget. So thank you for reminding me. We've got the Finnish Commando Battalion. All right, so we've got a couple of things going to the Finnish box there. Now, in the basic tutorial, we will be going over these theater boxes in the not too distant future. I was actually going to make a tutorial tonight. But that was all going to be about generals and headquarters. And then I thought, you know what? I really want to play the game though. So apologies if you wanted a tutorial episode tonight. I was like, I want to go play around and move things around in the south. Because as I said last time, I mean, I haven't played a full game of this yet. So I really want to play the game. Uh, We've got a Flammenpanzer here in Western Europe. Okay, we got another Finnish theater box entrant, the 388th Grenadier, separate infantry division. Okay, then we put two things here: two Marine flaks in the Soviet reserve box, and then yet another Finnish uh, element off here, or unit off here to the Finnish theater box. That's second Finnish Jaeger Brigade. Next time, a lot of these security units. Now, Gregory Geilman, thank you, Greg. A couple of things. He points out that the security unit headquarters does get removed from the map. And I've been wondering about that. It doesn't say it on its counter, but evidently that does get moved off the map. So, okay. And also, Gregory pointed out that I haven't locked some of the headquarters. We've been putting support units directly in some of those core headquarters now, and I've been trying to lock them all. So thank you. You're always good at finding those. Sometimes I'm talking and I lose my train of thought and I forget to lock them. So if you ever see one of those, throw them in the comments so I don't screw it up. and we get those locked properly. So you'll see next turn, turn 7, we lose all of these security. Oh, there's the command. All right, that was my fault. I just had not noticed it on this report. It's right there. Okay, so my eyes have deceived me. Um, Yes, so the commands will come off. We'll have to figure out exactly how we want to deal with the depot situation when that happens, because several of these are sitting on important depots. We've been using them for that purpose. I mean, it's a nice little perk, right? I mean, they're not doing anything else. They may as well sit on a depot and up its capacity. So we'll have to figure out something there. We do get some Slovakians transfer to disband from the map to nothing. They're going to disband. So this first Slovakian infantry division is going to disband. Well, that's disappointing. The Slovaks actually have some decent combat value. Okay. Then we've got a bunch of other things here going to the Soviet Union garrison. We do have a heavy howitzer battalion that's also disbanding. Oh, I get it. Hey, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I think this purple means when things disband. So, okay. So green, this kind of olive green are transfers. This green right here is they've arrived. Well, I wonder why. Okay. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. Reinforcements are in this great. So that's great. So next time we will get the 183rd Infantry Division that will show up on the map. All right. And it's showing this hex 168, 187 where it would show up. I don't want it to show up there. And so I thought this time we would go down here and actually change where it comes onto the map. I really want it to show up at, right out here by Minsk. Can we move it this way? I haven't done this yet. Can we move this all the way out here to show up here? Like by just clicking on it? I think, where is that? Info screens, no. Establish, no. Do I have to do it behind our original starting point? Let's see if I right click on this hex. I know, yes, here it is. Set reserve theater box arrival hex. This is it. Okay, so let's go out here and just make absolutely sure we can't set it, in territory we've taken. Right click. Nope. There we go. All right. Yeah, it has got to be behind. It looks like it's definitely got to be behind our lines, our original lines, I should say. Or Oh, maybe it's got to be on a rail hex. Let's try that. Yeah, well but that was also behind our lines. Let's try it like here. No, you can't do it here. But is that not repaired line? Let's just see where a repaired line. Oh, it is repaired line. Crap, I was hoping we could put it out here. Or like, can I put it in Minsk maybe? Build, nope, 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 nope. Can't do it there. Okay, so it looks like we've got to do it back here behind our original lines, and this is where our reinforcements will show up, which is nice. I'm glad they allow you to do this now. So I'm just going to have it set up out. Let's do it on some rail. Let's take that off. This is major rail. Can we do it right here, and then we'll just rail it forward on this major rail? There we go. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. That's reserve arrival hex. Okay, 173, 150. And we're gonna rail that up. I think I'm gonna put it in 4th Army. I think I am. I don't know. This time in the South, we've got to decide. It's at 26 of 27. Second Army 16 of 27, but really I don't need them for Second Army. But this time we've got to decide in the South if we're going to make 6th Army or 11th Army, our other assault army. I've been holding on to these 10 AP to make one of these two down in the south, and I've cut, it's like one of these singing shows or something. I've cut 17th Army, and we're down to the final two. It's either going to be 6th Army or 11th Army. I think what I'll do is make it 11th Army as we go into Odessa, okay? And I'll also then try to use some of the infantry from the Panzer group. I will put that into 11th Army. Now, one thing that I was kind of worried about is I'm not sure we've got great generals in 11th overall. Hanson, gosh dang it, I just think in the original game he was a little better than 5556. I just feel like he was, but you know, that's okay. Now, our main general here, von Schobert, is 5556. He's overall 11th Army, but I know we've got a really good general out here. Who is it? Von Salmuth is okay, 567 on the admin, a 6. He would actually be good at a higher headquarters. Um, who is 11th Corps? Von Kurzfleisch. Well, he's a 7 infantry, but he's all 5s for these items. Yeah. So we don't really have like that standout general. I thought we had somebody better than that here in the South, but it doesn't appear that we do. Who's this Romanian guy? Wow. Okay, Rockavita. 445. Well, he's very political. All of these Romanian generals are 4455. Yeah, he's not burning up, burning it up out there. Well, let's go look at Sixth Army. So Sixth Army, we've got von Richno, who's leading it. He's a good administrator, which, sometimes at these higher army levels, my understanding is the admin roles, really matter more up here than some of these other, you do more admin roles at the higher level, I guess. Um, who's 55th? That's Vero. He's okay. The reason I'm doing this is if we're going to turn one of these two into an assault army, we could put, all of our units under a couple of good generals. 5566. Okay. Reinhardt's pretty decent. He's not great, but he's pretty decent. Did I already look? Oh, yeah, that's 55th. All right, who's the final one? Keinitz, 455. Yeah, he's pretty bad. We'll probably drop Keinitz down if we did Sixth Army, but I do think I'm going to do 11th Army and come down here, take Odessa. And I think when we take Leningrad, if we do, that's very presumptuous of me, is it not? When we do take Leningrad, then I'll switch out 18th. I'll actually move von Manstein down here. I'll move Model down here to the south. Um, and we'll make 11th and 6th. We'll switch them all to 6th Army potentially. Well, we'll make von Manstein head of 1st Panzer probably. Okay, so let's go back here very quickly and see what I did not lock. Just make sure what are we locking, what are we not locking. Okay, this is good. This is must see TV. What units did you lock? Right. This is Wadrig. I always do that. I'm always like, who? What? Wadrig. Okay. I guess I should. Eh. Now I've kept these in here because he's sitting. Well, I don't need to keep the Pioneer in, but the construction I kept here because he's sitting on this port as well. So I'm hoping they'll help. Modal, I know I've got that locked. Yeah, he's got a lot of support units. Okay. And then we know that Lindemann here is locked. He should be. He's got a lot too. And I've got a lot of construction in with him at Pskov. Um, I guess we could do this. Well, we can't really do it. We have to do it this time. Why do they have so much mixed flak here? Why does Reinhardt have so much mixed flak? I feel like I can take some of this out. Let's put some of this back at 4th Panzer Group. Shoot, I could even put this up a little bit higher than that. Let's put it back. I feel like I need some of this in the center and the south. So let's put one of those at Army Group Center, and let's put one of these in Army Group South. I feel like that mixed flak, I need more of that. And we'll just do like a motorized light flak or something. Sure. Okay. And that's still locked. Okay. You know what? I may do some of this offline. I don't want you guys to have to sit here while I go around and see what's locked and what's not locked. I just don't, you know, I want them all to be locked and I want to do it before next turn, but it's not exactly scintillating stuff to watch me checking all of these core headquarters to make sure that they're locked. Oh, one other thing I did want to do. I was looking at this as part of my big TED talk about pockets. And again, that was a good comment. I like comments like that. I mean, it's good to bounce ideas back and forth. Um, and the original commenter said, I was talking really about more like smaller pockets like this. You would not want to attack right here because even if you route them out and they take their heavy equipment with them. It's a very good point. That is a very good point. And but I was looking at this and I thought, the Soviets could sneak in here, they could sneak in here, they can move one hex. Then this can come up here and they can touch, and they're not really pocketed. And what I wanted to do was move this unit back, and I wanted to move this here. Right. I want to move. Right. I want to move him there. Um, I want to move him there, and I wanted to move this other Panzer division, like here. And I mean, you talk about impregnable there, they're not coming through now. There's not going to be any touching. So that is, a pocket of a pocket. There's no way through, right? So these still had a lot of movement points. 25. He's still going to hopefully get, combat prep points back. And he didn't have very many to begin with. 32 here, so hopefully they'll build that back. We'll have a little bit more combat prep, maybe, than we have had because we've been moving these so hard. But I did want to completely, collect this pocket in here, and they're still within command. That all looks good. Everything's good there. So, okay, let's move to the south. Let's get going down here. We're not going to really move anything here. Army Group Center is going to have to move up next turn. It does have these railroad, our overall railroad here, but they're not getting supply or command from that anyway. Um, but for instance, Second Panzer is 35 of 45. I think Third Panzer is even further, 36 of 45. Ninth Army's 31 of 45. It's going to have to move up here at some point. I hate to move it out of Brest, but if we do, we're going to take it to Minsk. Then we'll start moving Fourth Army. We may put Fourth Army in Smolensk. That may be what we have at the Smolensk depot. And we may put Ninth Army at Vitebsk. And we'll just have Ninth and 4th here. Second Panzer will move out and start moving out behind. So Guderian will start moving out here. He may eventually just set up shop at Tula for the attack on Moscow or the encirclement, hopefully, of Moscow. Third Panzer, may set up at Rezhev. That's probably where I'll have them end up for again that try for the encirclement here. Maybe Kalenin if we get ambitious. Right. Okay. So let's move these units down here. Now we have this SS Motor Brigade that's just flying to the front. Before we do that, let's actually do our rail. All right, and what are we trying to accomplish here? Well, one thing we're trying to accomplish is to get Lvov hooked up here to Rovno. I think that's the best way to do it because we need some more stuff coming to Rovno. Now we do have a secondary rail repair coming down here from Brest-Litovsk, and you can see it coming down here. It's part of the reason I wanted to clear with these security units, right? And so let's have this unit repair there and repair there, and then hopefully we can almost get there because it's all only costing us 1 point down here. Um, it's gonna be, yeah, we're not gonna quite make it. Almost, almost. So we're gonna connect Rovno and Lvov. That gives us a really nice, you know, major depot up here a little further north. Now it's only got a level 1 rail yard, unfortunately, but you got to work with what you got. That's like the best until we get to Kiev, really. I say the best. I mean, you could have a level 1 rail yard out here if you just build a depot, but at least it's a town, and at least it's on major rail. And then once we get to Kiev, obviously that will be the big depot in the north of the southern front. Okay, so we've moved that out. Now you see that the Panzer Group actually has rail repair, starting all the way back here where the rail's still pretty good. Let's just look at the rail situation right now. You can see it moves up here to Lvov. Now we're starting to bring it up here, and it'll be heading to Rovno next turn. Once it gets to Rovno, then I think we will have it come back south. We'll probably take it here. Is that right? Maybe through here. Um, we will have to hook Kiev up to the line, right? But we how and where? Now we've got the Romanians down further south also doing rail. They're going to Odessa first, but then they'll come north. So I just may have this come here. We may have like a depot here or here. If this has got a rail yard of any sort. Berdachev's a level 1. We'll have to look around and see if there are any level 2s, but then we'll have that head north to Kiev. Okay, so we've moved that. You know what? I go back and forth. I go back and forth. Let's let's wait on this motorized unit and let's actually move Sixth Army. Okay, so Sixth Army here has all of these regiment size. I really want those to be the one that are covering us to the north. This one division that's been broken up into three regiment sized units. Let's have them be the ones that are up here flanking or covering our flank is probably the better way to say it. Right. Okay. So they'll be just right up north of Kiev here. I guess they can go forward one more. And then let's bring this unit, just keep moving it as east as we can. And now let's bring the headquarters up by here. Right, we got to keep pulling these guys north. Let's make sure this 17th Corps, it's locked. All right, we've got howitzer artillery cannon. We've got mixed flak, light flak, Stugs, Pioneers, Werfers. Okay, this all looks pretty dang good. Let's see what just in general we have. 6th Army has these construction battalions. That's good. We want them to be in the overall 6th Army. That looks great to me. We could put it like this rail into Army Group South, but I think we'll leave it at 6th Army for now. We've got Pioneers that are Army Group South. Now, we are going to need them for Kiev, but we can wait and pull them down to the units that are actually going to be using that. And again, we've got Kainitz here. He's not the best. I wouldn't mind replacing him at some point, but I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, so let's just, we're going to have to do a hasty attack here. We've only got 5 movement points left. This looks like a fortified unit. Hopefully there's not anything too strong underneath it. Whoa! Wow, 2 surrenders just like that. Okay. Well, we're off to a nice start. I like that. Let's go back and look at that battle site. I kind of wanted to pause that. Get on there. Show me the battle. Yeah, that shows you that's a surrender. They lost 39 fighters. I really like. We're starting to chew up their air force through this ground support. Like I said, it's running about 3-1 right now. I'd rather see it 4 or 5-1, of course. But results like this certainly help. Let's put it that way. So these they were 2 artillery battalions. I got all excited for nothing. We did see a fortified unit there, but yeah, okay, well that's fine. It's 700 men. And let's get off that. And can we move any further? It doesn't look like we can with anybody. Okay, now then, let's bring these 2 units a little further north. Gosh darn it, this dang swamp is slowing us down. Okay, this looks like kind of the same deal. I don't think this is going to be much. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at this air battle. Holy cow. Uh, there's just planes coming in from everywhere. That looks like a marionette. You've got Pinocchio down here. There's so many strings. Um, 98th Division attacked into a part of the 18th Army. It's these artillery battalions, they're just attached to the town or the airfield there. So, let's not get too excited. I say to you, as if you jumped out of your chair at home, I certainly got excited. But this isn't the headliner. The headliner is the Soviets lost 139 fighters and 136 bombers. We lost 45 fighters, which is no, small shakes there, but it's like 275 to 45. I mean, I think we've got to keep taking those kind of high to, that's just, those are crazy numbers. But okay, there's a lot of Soviet air bases out here, and they're getting frisky. Can we go any further? No. We're going to take this guy all the way north too and have him. I wish I could get into, what is that, Korston? Maybe I should take him. Should I take him out here? Maybe, but I'm going to bring him up here. Right. Okay. So now they're just, they're heading straight to Kiev. That's what we're trying to do here. This unit's our furthest unit north. This is 51st Corps. All right. So these guys, I think I'll take them, pretty much straight northeast. Get this guy can get it here. I like that. All right. And then these guys can kind of really start moving towards Kiev. And we should be right ringing around the town next turn. We'll just go flying right up this rail, that heavy rail there, and then we'll move the headquarters up here, kind of centrally located amongst all those guys. Now, who's head of 51st? It's Reinhard. Okay, great. Reinhard's pretty okay. He's not the best, but he's not certainly not the worst. Uh, okay, okay. I mean, I'm not sure if I love, what he's got there. Um, we do need to pull down, he's going to need a Pioneer Battalion. We may as well pull it down now out of Army Group South. Actually, I kind of want to give him another artillery as well. I don't want to like pull all the artillery down. I have a tendency to do that. My more northern forces get more of the support units because I'm like, hey, it's like you're at the grocery store. You're like, okay, I want that, I want that. And by the time you're at the second aisle, you're like, well, I think I'm over 200 bucks already. Um, right. Okay, let's here we've got the 44th Corps. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna bring them straight at Kiev. I mean, we'll see what they have still at Kiev. I'll say the last time I played that uh, War in the East 1, I was shocked at how lightly defended Kiev was by the time we got there. Now, there was some stuff going on with the Panzers and whatnot, but it was still kind of surprising that they weren't, I don't know, more adamant about protecting Kiev. Okay, so now we're down here to 55th Corps, right? 168. There's 55th Corps. Gosh darn it. This is Vero. Okay, 5566. Again, he's fine. If he was in the Soviet army, we would think he was great. Let's just move him east. I think we've got 3 full corps heading to Kiev. We're probably good there. Let's have these guys start setting the line as we move a little further east, and also protecting the panzers as they move a little bit south will protect their rear flank, or their left flank, I should probably say. Right, okay. How about you go here? Kind of spread them out a little bit. And then we've got one more, it seems like 57th Infantry Division's hiding down here. So let's bring them up down there. All right, we got them really nice and spread out. I guess we'll just move him like there. Oh, is he still not? There we go. Okay, now everybody's under command. All right, so they moved up to, kind of take the place of 1st Panzer when we blow through. I'm planning on going through here, right? 1 and 1, 3 and 3. Now, we don't know this is exactly 3 and 3. If we look at it, it's the 163rd Mechanized Divisions. Let me just give you a tip, or more like a lament. which is these mechanized divisions can wreak some havoc on your panzers. Sometimes it seems like they really do a lot more damage than they should, at least based on what you would think they would have. Now we have this core headquarters that's just kind of rolling around out here. I'm not really sure what it's doing. We turned its units into Sixth Army, I think, right? Didn't we do that? But it's just kind of sitting here. And I'm not really sure what to do with it. Maybe I'll put it in Zytomir because I think we're going to want to build a depot in Zytomir, but I want to hold these 10 AP because does Zytomir have a rail? Yes. Okay, so Zytomir has a level 2 rail yard. Now I can't do priority this turn. We'll do it next turn when we get AP back. We'll do Zytomir, we'll get it on priority. We'll probably move 6th Army headquarters up there. Maybe. Let's look at Rovno again. Yeah, because Rovno's a 1. Zytomir's a 2. So we'll make this our main depot until we take Kiev, and we'll just always have it be a decent sized depot. But Kiev will be our kind of major one up here. So we'll move the kind of our base of operations from Rovno for the Sixth Army to Zytomir. That works. That's good. Okay, and we've got a big I say big, a level 2 airfield here, which is just as big as what they have in Kiev. So it's not like it's tiny by any stretch of the imagination. Um, Right. Now what? He says. We've got these infantry that are still part of 1st Panzer, and they're what I like to use to try to blow the hole open. Now, if we back up, ideally I was trying to push between these rivers, these 2 rivers here, but the Soviets really reacted to that. You can see they bunched forces here. In some respects, I think we did pull some stuff away from Kiev. Maybe. I mean, we're not to Kiev yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I think we probably pulled some down here from the Dnieper line. And so I think we got to veer a little further south, but that's okay uh, because where are we eventually trying to get to? We're trying to get to these 2 towns first. I took off the victory points, but I can put them back on. If we blow through here, there should not be much out here. And we've got a lot of clear, right? And so we can come here and we can threaten. This is Kremenchug. Interesting name. Kremenchug. We can start probing down the river line here and figuring out where the best place to cross is because we're probably going to get way in front of our infantry once we get through here. And so we're going to go, start pushing for these towns. And we should make really good progress. I mean, these are all clear hexes out here. But we'll probably start right up here. Maybe even, I used to do it at Cherkasy, but now it's showing heavy woods here outside Cherkasy. We do not want our panzers here. Out of this entire map in the south, it's like, don't go here and don't go here or here, right? So we're going to start like here and start probing down the river where we can get across. Why? Because we're not going to have our panzers take these. The infantry will take them eventually. So we need to get up and around the river and start threatening an encirclement here, so their forces have to bleed off to Stalino and elsewhere. Okay, so let's get about it. We have 17th coming up here as well, but I think we can start to veer these guys. Can we get them down here with enough movement points to do any damage? I hope we can. I hope we can. All right, so they're 29th Corps, so let's get you moving down here, buddy. Now the headquarters is going to have to move, so we're not going to. Oh, that's another place, Venitsa, that we could maybe. That's a level 2 as well. All right, so we're starting to see where our next round of depots should go. Venitsa here. We didn't build one there yet, did we? No, we didn't. Okay. And we've got a level 2 airfield there as well, so that's good. Right. Now they're not. He's not going to get the benefit of any support units, but I am going to just go ahead so I don't forget in any fashion to move the headquarters up here. 29th Corps, that's von Obstfelder. 776, 6 on the ground. That looks really, wow, this guy is a handsome man. I think we would all agree about that. He looks like, well, I will say this, the morgue did a good job on him. Wow. Klaus von Bülow there or something. But he's a good general, so that's all we're worried about. We didn't hire him for his looks. Construction battalion, let's send you back to, where do I dare put you? Let's put you in First Panzer Group for now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I hate when that happens. I clicked off. I was like, please don't have moved something I didn't want to move. Right. First Panzer Group. Should we put you in there? No. Let's put you in Sixth Army. So we've got some in up there just to make sure we've got enough in Sixth Army. Let's spread them about. But you do now. He's not going to get support units for this attack, but I do want to put some in there just in general. Um, because they are going to start getting some counterattacks on them. Motorized light flak, okay. Motorized army light flak, sure. Pioneers, all right, I'm going to keep those up there. Why don't we give you, I'm not going to give you Hungarian artillery. Why don't I give you a howitzer? I'm going to give them the bicycle recon. What the heck? The ZBV penal. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I don't know the history behind this unit. I don't want to say anything incorrect. Uh, this leads me to believe this prisoners of some sort. I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably just going to be quiet about it because I'm not sure what it is. Let's put this motorized brigade in there as well. Sure. We'll give them something motorized. They're envious of their motorized brethren. Okay, let's hit you with the hasty. They put the 4th Airborne. Wow, these air battles are just crazy over the skies of the Ukraine. Now we hit them. We got 4-1, which was they were a little stronger than we thought. It was actually a 2. It was representing a 1. Okay, um, a 2-2, but we knocked them back. Meanwhile, the Soviets lost 68 fighters, 12 AFVs, 5 guns. Okay, okay, that works. That works. He's like, I'm very excited. Uh, Goodness gracious. Right. Okay, let's keep flying here. Crap. I don't really know how much we're going to be able to do. How far out can he get? Not very far. He can get there. Well, shoot. I think I will bring him here. Now we've got, I mean, we're starting to crisscross with the Slovaks and the 17th Army. I mean, 17th Army really needs to move straight east from here. Um, we're starting to really veer down here, but I'll have that be my fence, the start of my fence. And once I blow this out, I'll have these guys be my two like posts of the fence, and then we'll go right through this tunnel, I hope. Um, Okay, I got to move him forward one more, and he's still got this guy back here. I guess I'll put this like here, and they'll be spaced, every other hex. Just trying to make it pretty. Um, all right, that all looks good. So we've started to move the infantry there. We still have the Hungarians up here that, I like to use as scouting forces, but I really want 17th or the Slovaks to blow this wide open with their infantry. We don't need to move anything there. Okay, we can't forget about this. I think I'll wait one more. Oh God, look how many freaking movement points this guy's got. I would like to put him through a gap here. He could even like knock this out of here for me if I wanted to, but we got plenty of infantry coming. So why don't we just move him? I'll put him, well, it's probably not the smartest thing to put him in Vinica. Let's put him there. All right. And let's see what's the deal here. 20, oh, that's right, because they're an assault army, so he can go directly into one of these corps headquarters. 48th has only got 4 of 12. Hmm. Okay, who are you commanding? You're commanding this guy and this guy. All right, they're kind of a scouting force, and that's really what this guy is. So let's put him in 48th. All right, we'll turn him orange. And 48th motorized. All right, now he's orange. Okay, great. Now then, where do we go next? He asks you, and you're like, well, I don't know. You're supposed to tell me, buddy. Um, let's go and look. Okay, let's back up for a second. Let's look at the support units in here one more time. I just wanted to make sure I don't have anything that I want to move up to like Army Group South because I would love some more construction. Okay, Coke has nothing. He's got like no support units. Um, right. Okay, we'll have to come back to this, back to him. I mean, he's going to obviously need them. 51st Corps, we know they've got some. We need pioneers. That's fine. Was he locked? I just want to make sure. Okay. Now then, 55th Corps, mix flak, mix flak. Okay, that all looks good. And then we just moved 29th Corps, Pioneer. Does he need pioneers? Maybe. I mean, there's some fort levels or something out here. He could potentially need them. Um, okay, well, I think we're good. Let's move on to 17th Army. Now then, we've got the 12th Corps. And the 12th Corps is already all built up here. I do not think he needs this construction battalion. And so let's put that back at 17th Army headquarters. There we go. Okay. Oh, you know what I want to do? Let's go down here to 11th Army headquarters and just go ahead and set this as an assault army. And the reason I'm going to do that is so I don't accidentally do something and then say, are you kidding me? I've got 9 AP right now. Set 11th Army as assault. Yes. All right. Perfect. Um, this all looks good, right? I keep looking at this. I'm like, I cannot believe the Soviets don't have more. I really think maybe the Panzers drugged, some of that force down here. That's what I like to think. Like I did it. Um, okay. So this is part of 12th. He's got the support units he needs. Stug, Werfer, Howitzers, Mixed Flak. This looks great. He's locked. I like it. Lock and load. Okay. Well, he can only get out to here, really. Mm, sure. I'll put him right there for now. Let's spacebar him. And then let's move him up here. Right. Let's move you. All right. He's going to have enough, I think, to do a deliberate attack. And I think this dude can help him. So let's have them be the entrance to the First Panzer Valley of Fear. All right. Move the headquarters up. He's 15 of 15. Okay, so 17th Army is going to have to move up next turn. And I'm afraid 1st Panzer Group is as well. We may have to move because the security unit, I think, is going to withdraw next time. We may have to go ahead and move Army Group South up to Lvov, I think. We'll probably have to do that next turn, but we don't have to do it this turn. Right. Okay. So let's take the 100th Light. Okay. And yes, we can do a deliberate. Let's bring his friend in. That's the 101st Light. Wow, we've got the 2 lights ready to fly here. Let's do a deliberate attack. Whoa, wow. Pause that. All right. We lost 85 men, 25,000 men. Wow. We lost 1 bomber. Wow, we sent 146 fighters and 82 bombers in on that one. They lost 3,500 men. They retreated and routed. 71 AFVs, 48 guns, 10 fighters. All in all, I'll call that a success. That's a nice looking attack team. Okay, I hate to build these little up. This was a nice addition to the game, I think. I like this, that if you fight a battle in a hex, it slows you down through that hex. I know that they took that from from board games especially. There are a lot of board games that have that kind of mechanic, but I like it. Um, right then, right. How far up can we get the Slovaks? Can they come here and do any damage to themselves or otherwise? Eh, all right. We'll kind of move him up here, but I think I want to take this other Slovak unit and try to knock out this one. And so we'll, you know, call it a surround if you want it. We'll surround him. And now, do the Slovaks even have support units? Well, they can pull off of 17th Army and OKH. Hey, I like all this. We've got all of our construction in 17th Army or Army Group South. That works. We will pull that down at some point. Why don't we give the Slovaks some flack, though? Because, man, do the Soviets have a lot of aircraft down here. We're tearing them up, but they got a lot of them. So let's move you where? Where do you want to go? Well, first of all, let's just do this attack. And I can't do a deliberate attack, unfortunately, but let's see if the Slovaks can take him out. They cannot. Shoot. Lost 481 Slovakian men. Okay. Well, I'm going to put the headquarters there. And it looks like I'll have to use the Romanians for this attack. The Mountain Corps. Support units, no, these are all construction battalions. We'll have to remember they're an Army Group Antonescu, which I've got, well, that's 3rd Romanian. I've just got it sitting here doing a whole heap of nothing. Um, oh, yeah, gosh, I forgot about this crud back here. I was gonna, let's see. Let's see how weak these, let's see how weak they are. Let's do a deliberate attack with a security unit. How about 2 security units? And let's see. They're going to go off to the theater box. Hey, there we go. They got somebody. 7,000 men, 228 AFVs. Well, when you're that surrounded, things like that happen. Wow. All right. Let's move the Hungarians up here to maybe do this unit here. It should hopefully surrender as well. No, they held. Okay. Well, we're back to this game. We'll move this unit down. We'll shift, pull you in, make sure they really surrender. Surrender 6170, 171 guns. All right, that looks pretty good to me. And one last time, and then we'll be free to move these guys up the road. Finally, deliberate. Please take that. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Come on, man. Come on. Okay. Um, Okay. Well, that's pretty isolated, I'm going to say. Oh, I've got this security unit. Sure, let's move him back here and try to do a deliberate attack. And let's see if maybe they surrender to the security unit. No, these guys are tough as nails up here. It doesn't really matter. It's not like these units are going to make or break anything. I just find it kind of funny. Um, he's I kind of said that with a tone like maybe I didn't find it that funny, but let's move this. I think these guys withdraw next turn anyway. Let's just move him back here to like, can he do an attack? Can we get to an attack on the him? Because all these security units are going to be gone next time. All right, we'll just move him back there. Come at me with my 3 security units there. Uh, okay, let's move the Hungarian core up. This all looks fine. Um, these guys back here, maybe that's who I use to take out this unit. They can't get that far no matter what. But I would like to do a deliberate attack, actually. Um, okay, why don't I bring him there? And gosh, do I just do a hasty? No. Let's move this. I want to get rid of this unit. I just want to be done with him. So let's move up here. Let's make sure the 49th Mountain Corps. Oh, wow. He's got two Pioneer battalions. I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put them back at 17th Army. I think that there are better uses for that. Oh, you know what? Let's actually shoot. The other one, let's put that with 11th Army because they're going to need all the pioneers they can get down there in Odessa to break down those defenses. So let's put that back there. Speaking of which, let's look back at what does this have? Construction, okay. How's Tarnopol doing as far as oh, the rail yard's completely repaired. Excellent. How about here then? First Panzer Group. How's Proskurov? The rail yard's got a little damage yet. Does he have any constraint? Yeah, he's got plenty of stuff. Okay. Uh, I should probably put the rail yard guy. There's his rail unit, but he's going to have to move forward before 17th Army. I think I'll put this guy in 17th Army. I'd rather have it in the Army, I think. 17th Army, there you go. Okay. Now I've got that rail unit in there. Let's look at Army Group South really fast and see what they've got. They've got construction battalions. Those could probably be used up at Proskurov or something like that. I mean, there's no damage here. Huh. Yeah, why don't we put those in? We'll drag them down to 17th Army as well. So when they move forward, um, they can use those. So we'll do that construction battalion. We'll move those down. That pioneer battalion, just before I forget, I want to pull that down to 11th Army. So let's do that. Assign support units. Oh shoot, that's right. He's underneath the Romanians. My bad. Um, okay, okay. Let's take care of this unit to the extent we can. And let's just do it with a deliberate attack to make sure oh, he just routed. I just wanted him to surrender. Okay, that's why you yell at me when I do. I do understand. I get it. I get it. What in that battle? Um, wow. How did we lose? Is that right? How did we lose 481 men and we routed their unit? Uh, No, okay. I was gonna. Okay, I'm sorry. I forget when you click on these, there can be more than one. This was the original one when the Slovaks hit them. Let's go to two of two, okay? Before I lost my mind there. This looks a little more correct, right? They did get their gun, 160 of their guns out of there. Don't yell at me. I probably should have just left that alone. I just want him to get out of the way. Um, but that's just my OCD. Okay, let's move on. Can we move these guys any further? Yeah, you could move up. And can you move up? Yep, you can move up one. Okay, let's move the mountain elements of this, and we'll go rub up against him. So hopefully that displacement makes him lose a little more. And then we'll move this unit up. All right. That all looks fine. We'll move the headquarters a little further forward. Not a big deal. Okay, that's all good. Now then, let's move these guys. Now, we've got this river here, and I don't want to be crossing back and forth over it all the time because you always want to be attacking on your side of the river, obviously. So I'm going to bring 17th, part of this 17th, a little to the south of this river. Okay, we'll bring that. Okay, let's space bar so we're moving along here a little bit. Do you want to go into that town, bud? Sure. You can hang out there. I wouldn't mind. We'll put him there. Okay. And then he can get all the way up here. And now we're finally starting to move in the south. You're starting to see some real progress. And that means our depots, we're going to really have to figure out our depot situation. Um, Next turn probably. Romanians, I'm bringing them down to the south a little further. All right. Now you may say, "Gosh, you wasted a lot of time with these." Yeah, I did, but they're going to catch up within 2 turns, and they're mountain units. Uh, they've done their job. I don't really want him to be on a rough, but space those out. Okay, come right there. That's fine. He's now 11 of 15 Mountain Romanian Corps. As we start to get down here, right. Okay, so these Romanian units I'm going to move due east. All of the Romanian units I can, I'm going to move due east. Um, and chew up as much territory as I can, including trying to take, depots, airfields, whatever we can. Oh, look at this. Okay, this guy's got a lot of movement. Um, wow, there's a lot of rivers right here. Okay. There we go. I figured there must be some Soviet units somewhere, unless they've just left the field. Okay. Now these Romanian units, I'm going to start moving a little bit to the north. Let's hasty attack that fortified. Maybe get rid of that. No, all we did was lose our own fighters. They did. Oh, they did. Okay, they surrendered. I was like, wow. If we can't take fortified units out here, we may be, come on, Romanians. You're better than that. Hasty. All right. And we keep the train moving. 4, 4. Oh, okay. Let's move you there. Well, there's another fortified unit. Let's try to get rid of that. It's another 313. Now this is a security unit. Yeah, we don't have anything else. This, um, sure. Let's move you up north of this river and see what they got up here. This is like our scouting force, right? I'm moving all the Romanians first, so 11th Army can get down here essentially unimpeded. Um, what do we have there? Wow, it's a 5 and 5 security unit. Okay, good for you guys. It's a fine looking security unit you got there. I'm really trying to block them off from coming down and helping at all at Odessa if we can. Um, can you get anywhere over a river? Excuse me. Can you move over a river? Sure. I'll put him there, and I'll put him there because we're going to try to get 11th, completely circling the city. I think I have one more. There he is. Okay. Oh, he can get over the river. Excellent. Okay. Um, yeah, that all actually looks good. Now I've got to bring these guys up here. I don't want them to get in the way. Bring you there. These are those regiment size. Now we could come here and see what's going on. Actually, I don't even want to mess with that so much. Let's bring you around here. Although I don't want them to cross over right there, to be honest with you. I guess they could. Sure. We'll leave that right there for this turn. Now I kind of wish I was back here a little bit. But that is okay. That's fine. Now then, let's cut these units off. I'm not sure why they moved out there like that. Um, but I'm glad they did. Let's get as many of these 11th Army stacked, double stacked, uh, Oreo stacked, whatever you want to call it. Now, how far down here can these guys get? Can he get? He can get there. Okay, that air landing unit's a tough unit. It's a really good unit. Can he? He can't quite get there. Okay. So now we kind of know, and let's put you there then, and then we'll get this victory. Get out of there. All right, there we go. So double stacked behind these guys. These guys are in a bit of trouble, I would say. There we get down there. All right, and you, sir, go there. That's fine. You can go there, and how about right there? Excellent. So this is 11th Corps. It's got a Pioneer, a Stug, machine gun. Okay, I wish maybe I should release those Flammenpanzers that are up in Pskov. because those are so good going into. Okay, 11th Army's got all of these construction. I think I may put them up into Antonescu though, because it'll be behind 11th, although we may need it at Odessa. 11th Army, 11th Army, right. Okay, so we're gonna pull you down to 11th Corps. Um, Now what corps is this? This is 54th Corps. That's Hanson. Okay. Sure. What's 54th Corps? Got. It's locked. I'll go back and make sure the other one's locked here in a minute. Let's give him a Pioneer and I don't know shit. The AA regiment. They may need that. That's for sure. Um, that's the Army group. 30th Corps, von Salmuth. Look at the schnoz on that guy. Um, okay, it's locked. Construction battalions. Construction battalions everywhere. That's the 11th Corps. It's locked. It's got those two pioneers. I like that. Okay. I think that all looks pretty good. Now we got to figure out how to put all of this together down here. This Corps headquarters not doing anything. Army Group at Antonescu's all the way back here. I don't really know why. Um, but where are the good places? Kishinev, I feel like, is, yeah, it's got a level 2 rail yard. Okay, so Kishinev looks pretty good. What about some of these places out here? Slobodskaya. I feel like Kishinev is one of the better places. Tiraspol, it's a level, no, it's just a level 1 rail yard. Okay, that's not adding to our rolling stock. What about Aisa? Level 1. Hmm. Well, we're at the hour mark here. I brought 11th Army all the way down here. We're now ringing Odessa, or starting to ring Odessa. We've got some units here. We'll have the Romanians try to push them back. What else? Oh, he's part of this unit as well. Sure. Let's move you down here. I really want him with the Romanians, to be honest with you. Um, Okay, let's back up and just take a peek here. So we're down around Odessa. We've moved 17th Army up quite a ways. They're really, this is where they're headed, or going to try to head to. Uh, Sixth Army is straight at Kiev. As soon as they're through Kiev, I guess we're going to go to Kharkov. I never really do that. I said earlier maybe I'll just forget about Kharkov, but if they're going to give me 10 points for it, that's fine. They could also like kind of go straight down here to Stalino and then Rostov, but why? I mean, we can't leave all of this open, right? So if this is a good defensive line during the winter. Kursk to Kharkov, we can we can make this our defensive line for the winter and get some points for the pleasure, and that'll allow Second Army to kind of go a little further north, and maybe they'll be the ones that take Orel or maybe Kursk. We'll see. Um, all right. Well, Kiev, Odessa in our sights. We got to figure out how to get rid of this Soviet interdiction down here. Now, we've had some thoughts about that. I think we've got to start running missions down here, air directives down here, to actually do that. Wait a minute, where's my hold on. There's my air directive screen. I think we've got to start running like air superiority out here. And that's probably what we'll do next turn. We've got all these Romanian fighters, and like, no offense, but if we lose the Romanian fighter force, it's not the end of the world. I would much rather take Odessa in like 2 turns. If we have to lose every Romanian fighter, I guess we do. We could also even move. Well, they've got their bomber flotilla, and they've got a fighter. Oh, they've got 2 other fighter flotillas. We're just going to run these Romanian fighters out here in air superiority. and try to knock out whatever we can and get these interdiction levels in our favor. Um, Okay, this is a fun episode. We moved a lot of stuff. When we come back next time, we'll talk a little bit more about Odessa, how we're going to go about that, or how we hope to. And we still got to move First Panzer Group. And then we will probably, at that point, resolve the turn. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining me. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.